I'm just going to I was asked to do a tutorial kind of thing and where to and how to download Sony Vegas. Well, what I use to edit, I use number 12. So I would highly recommend getting it from Amazon. Here we have it. It's £150. What's that, like just under $200? And this is the base of. This is what the main thing looks like. Actually, the default thing looks like this, but I don't really use this. So what you're going to want to do is to start by opening up, for example, if you're making a gaming video, you need your face cam, audio, and gameplay. So just go up to here, File, Open, and then find your thing. So here's my face cam. And when it says, do you want to set your project media to match this setting, always click No. So then you want to find your gameplay. So then you've got your gameplay. And then you find your audio. So you got your audio. This would be easier with a vlog because you don't have to have gameplay and all that. Now what we're going to want to do is you can either come over here, right click and insert video or audio. Or with audio just drag it down, as you can see. And to zoom in and out on this, you just got to use your scroll wheel. And then you're going to have to right click, insert video track. And you want this underneath your face cam, which is here. So over here, just come and just drag that down. All you got to do is take this audio track, put it into the audio one, game track into that one, and then just get it to the end, and we can delete this track. So now we have all 6 tracks. So if the audio and video is separate, you need to sync it up. So the way I do this is I clap 4 times, as you can see here and here, and then you want to cut in front of the split, so you press S to cut, and then you click on the thing you want to delete and press Control and X. You can modify these settings, but this is just default and it's the easiest to use. Down here again, click where you want to, press S, click Control X, and I've got it so it automatically goes to the left, so there's no gap between clips. And if you want to change that, just come up to here and auto ripple. You can either press Control L or just turn that off. And now if we press S and S, delete that, it doesn't snap towards that one, it just stays there. So now this should be all synced up. So if we go to the start by pressing this or Control Home, whatever, and then play, what you're going to want to do is just group the video and 2 audio tracks together. And what you got to do that is click one of them, hold Control and click another, and then click another. And then you've got to press G, and now they're a group. So if you move one, you move all 3. If you delete one, you delete all 3. And to undo, you can either come up the top here, or it's easy just to press Control Z. It's normal Windows settings. So now that you've got your audio and video synced up, you're going to want to take away the audio you don't want. So for example, the camcorder audio. And to do that is just right and delete track. So now you just have these 2 left. You can leave them like this, or you can bring the audio track above that, and then they're just all together. That's just the easiest way. And now you're going to want this as your face cam. So you're going to put that in a corner. And I have got a preset up here that says face cam. And as you can see over here, it's just a small in the corner. But the way you would do this is just make this box around it bigger, and then just drag that around until you've got it in the right place. So just mess about with it. If you want a big face cam, you'd have a smaller blue box. If you want a smaller face cam, you'd have a bigger box. Whatever you want. As you can see, this is what my face cam is. And if you want it tilted in this big circle around it, you just turn it like that. So then you can see, you can cross that, and then you can see that we have a small box instead of covering the whole screen. If you want to make the preview bigger, if you come to this on the side, just click and drag. Same down here, click and drag. But you don't want it too big because you can't see your editing tracks. Also, if you've got a lot of editing tracks over here, you can click and drag to make these bigger or smaller. I usually just leave them the same because I only have 4 tracks, sometimes a few more. But you can change them however to your preference, I guess. So now, what I do is I say down, up, as you can see here. Down, up. So you click before the down, press S, Control X, and if you press Control L again, you've got auto ripple on, and it just down, up. There you go. Also, just to mention, if you want to make your face cam brighter or darker. If you right click and press video event FX or media FX, click that, and then to brightness is what I use is brightness and contrast. So just double click that, and white balance, double click that. So again, I have presets, and to make a preset, you just change it to however you want, and then you press save and change the name of it. So I have mine as face cam, and it looks like this, and as you can see the face cam looks like this. And over here on white balance, to change between these two, you just click up here, and you can make them visible or not by pressing that. On this one, you press I've got face cam again, and as you can see that's how I have my settings. Also, if you don't like this quality up here, that won't be your final result, but you can put best and full. This is what your final result will look like, but as you can see if you press play, the frames are really bad. I've got a good PC, so it's not the PC, it's just it doesn't. So I would suggest if you have it on draft and half, it's not too bad, but it's not the best.
How does it kind of come down, up, down, up?
Now that you've got down, up, just if you want to mute this really quick, in the volume slider here, you can change the volume. I just put that on 0. And if you're making music with this, you can have it so instead of, this is only really noticeable on headphones, but instead of having it like this,
how does it kind of come before?
You can have it, this is if you want it on the right or on the left, the volume, so you can have it.
Before we get into this video, I just want to show you what I got in a common supply.
But that just sounds very bad, so you just want to, I just have it on 0 if you want it exactly in the center.
Today.
So it's both in both ears, same in both ears. So just put this on 0, and now what you're going to want to do is find where you went down, up on the gameplay. As you can see, it was there. So you're going to have to go, well, this is going to put previous frames. So just hold that and it goes back at real time, and this is the easiest way. So you want to go just before you go down. Click on the game instead of the camera. Press S. This bit here is not needed, so press Control X. And now at the start, you'll have this. Forgot to put the volume back up, but if you have it like that.
Down, up, down, up.
So there we go. It's good enough. So now that you've got all of this synced up, you want to hold Control again, click on all of the tracks and press G. So now they're in a group. Another way you can do this is right click and group, and you can remove from with U. To clear a group, press Control U. Delete all. Yeah. This can be a complex program, but it is pretty simple. So then you're just going to want to find the start of where you start talking. Zoom in if need be. Press S, Control X.
How does it kind of come? Before we get into this video, I just want to show you what I got in a common supply drop today.
So there we go. That's what we've got at the moment. That's just the basics, and then the easiest way to do a cut com, if you just want constant talking, is just every single gap here, just Control X on. S, S, Control X. S, S, Control X. S, S. You can do this, but some stuff does need to be edited out. So the way I do it, I just listen through it, and if it's not important, just cut it out. So now here it is what we have.
I dropped today. The MX Garand. So I know many of you won't believe me and say, oh, you're using a rare supply drop. I 100% swear that I wasn't just cut frames off, but I wasn't. Please believe me. But
so you see, there's a few edits, but they're not extremely unnatural. Apart from this one.
Today.
But between that was just a complete silence. So basically you do that on the whole video if you want just a normal cut com. Then I just add my outro in. But here we're going to do how to add in text. So for like subtitles. So what you want to do is if you want to subtitle this bit, for example.
MX Garand. So
the MX Garand. I want to subtitle that bit. So I'm going to put a thing there. And then if you see my mouse, you come up here where it says insert. My bad, you have to click on the face cam. You have to press insert and then text media. And then it brings up this. You can make this bigger if you need to. So here we have all the text. So at the moment you see it's underneath. But we want the MX Garand. So you put the MX Garand. Okay. So here we have the MX Garand, which you can see here. So if we want this above the actual video, just click it, drag it up, grab this, bring it here, and then just shorten and lengthen it. The easiest way to do that is to click here, grab this end, and then just bring it to that. And have snapping on. I'll show you how to turn that on and off in a second. So here you see the MX Garand, but that's too big. So you just want to get this corner here, make it smaller or bigger, however you choose. Take it, and then just put it there. And now, we can put on different types of text. So, for example, if you want to text, the text I use, I downloaded this, but it's called KG Life is Messy. So whatever font you want, you can cycle through them with down and up arrow keys, but I'm choosing this. So now we have our text, we have our font. You can change the size here. You can make it your own presets on this as well. We have our font size. We can put it bold. You need to make sure that you've highlighted it before you can do this stuff though. Make it italics, center, right or left. Text color, just go up and down the scale to cycle through the colors. So if you want red, if you want purple, whatever, we'll just keep it purple for now. Animation. So here we can have like an action flip, for example, so it looks like this.
The MX Garand. So I know many.
So it flips in. Or you can have anything. A good one if you're doing like subtitling lots of things is pop up. And as you can see, it just does this.
The MX Garand.
So it just pops up, which is good. And you can make this, you can change the scale here as well. But I would recommend doing it either on the preview or up here. Right. The anchor point, that I don't think that really makes any difference. And if you want to have advanced things, it's down here. So you can have a background. I recommend just a plain one, but you can have a black background if you'd like. So tracking is the space between the letters, and you can have it reverse. So I just have that on normal. Line spacing, same thing if you have multiple lines of text. Outline, pretty self-explanatory, but you can have an outline color and you can choose the width and all that. Now shadow, you can choose a shadow. You have to enable it here to put it on. And you can see there's slight shadow. We'll just make this more obvious by putting it as blue. So you can offset it, so you can have it whatever way you want. And up and down, of course, with the y-axis. Shadow blur, this is how blurred it is on the outside or how strong it is. And that's all there is to the text. You can just cross this and it will stay. So now we have this.
The MX Garand. So I know.
Okay, you can't really see that because it's just too laggy. But if we just put it frame by frame, there you see it just pops up. But in here we can insert the audio and video tracks from up here. An empty event is just a black gap. If you just do that. I don't really use these, but I guess they can be useful. A marker, they're not too important. This is for basic editing like mine. You can edit audio and edit video, but I just find it easier to right click. And here we have enable snapping. So if you take this off, just Control X that, then it doesn't snap to the video. So I would recommend having this on. You can F8 as well, and it just snaps towards the thing. Snap to grid, as you can see these dotted lines, it would snap to that, but it doesn't. But if you turn that on, then it snaps to the grid. Snap to markers, same thing but with markers. All events, same thing but all events. So auto ripple, that's to automatically have the two things snap together, two video tracks. Crossfades, they make a video do this when you go over it. Metronome is just a metronome for music. Mute audio or video, pretty self-explanatory. Here's where you can customize all your stuff. Preferences, there's a lot of these. We're not going to go into all of them. Keyboard shortcuts up here and interactive tutorials. This view is just to customize all your stuff. I would just recommend leaving it as default. If you've changed it and you want to get it back to default, go to View, Window Layouts, Default Layout. And here we go, and I usually just cross that and make that bigger. Over here we have the main volume, so if you want it really loud,
I know many of you won't believe.
Or really quiet. I usually just leave this around the middle. The second final thing we're going to do, so we're going to make my face back, and I'm going to put this as full screen. So if we pan and crop this, if you click down here and go default, it goes back to the full screen. And I just want to turn this volume off, so I'm going to take that off. So now from here to here, we're going to track something. For example, the Vegas 12 logo. So what you're going to want to do is File, Open, find where it was, and open that. So for this, we're going to have it over the screen. So you're going to want to click at the start of this, go back to this, click that, and then just set this as default, so it's in the middle again. So now what you're going to want to do is scale this. So for example, get it this size, or a little bit bigger actually. And then we're going to want to go a few frames. And if I move my head, move it that way a bit. And then just keep on doing this every time the head moves, or whatever you're tracking. So keep going a few frames, then down or up, few frames, down or up. Or just every time the thing moves. This is the easiest way to do it. And then here we go. So, now we're just going to play this and see what it looks like. So as you can see, every time my head moves, it's moving with it. There's not much movement in this, but in this clip, but you get the idea of how to do it. So yeah, now that you've made your whole thing, you've cut up all the things, you've had an outro, an intro, whatever, you press File. I'd recommend saving it first, but render as. So it's really important how you render it. So you're faced when you press render as with all of these. So they can all, if you're doing it as a song, you'd want it as MP3, which is here, MP3 audio. So what you're going to want to do if you're making a video, which most of you will be, is main concept AVC AAC. So you double click this, and you're faced with Sony tablet, Apple iPod, internet, and all these, Blu-ray. And this is one I made myself, and these two as well. So what you're going to want to do is come down to internet. So if you're on 720p, that, but 1080p is what we're doing. Then customize template. So here you can change your frame rate. So standard is 29 frames, but if you want 60, just type in 60. If you want 500, no point if you put it on YouTube, because it automatically narrows it down to 60, but whatever you want. I usually do it around 45 if it's a long video. So leave audio, leave system, leave project, just leave all of that. But just the video, change your frame rate however you want to. Press OK and then press render. Also, if you're going to be doing a green screen, you're going to want to open up a green screen picture or video. I got a folder here and I'm just going to get this green screen pack. So I'm just going to open this and choose the bit I want. Let's just choose Snoop Dogg because, you know, it's Snoop Dogg. So you want to take that bit out. This is just a download pack of the internet. You'll find one on YouTube. So here we have this. So you're going to want a video and audio track. So video and audio. Bring the audio above that. Then just bring this up here above your video. So put video there. And now we see this on our preview. So what you're going to want to do is right click, video event effects. Down here is chroma key. So just press OK on this. And then this is the color. So if it's a black background and you want to take black out, use that, etc. So you could go down to green here, which does look okay. Or just put it a color that it isn't. Press this little ink thing and click green. Then that green's gone. Just play that. So there you go. That is how you do green screen. So yeah, basically, I've just taught you how to cut video with S, delete video, Control X, bring these up and down, render, track, pan and crop, and also you've learnt how to do green screen. There's probably some other stuff I can't remember. This wasn't scripted, this wasn't anything, this is just off the top of my head of how I do this. So yeah, if this tutorial did help you, if you happen to like it and all that, if there's anything you need me to help you with, I will make a video on it. But yeah, anyway, that is pretty much the end of this video. So if you haven't liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, because it makes me feel happy. And if you need more videos like this, please give it a subscribe, because that'd be amazing. Anyway, thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.